Today, I'm turning myself into the iconic Draculara, because much like her, I've been pale, dramatic, and chronically over-accessorized since birth. Welcome to day 25 of 31 Days of Halloween costumes. Okay, full transparency, I didn't love my Cleo Denial costume from yesterday, and I feel like Draculara just fits my vibe better, so I'm very excited for this one. Today, I'm turning myself into Nico from Rio, because I did Linda last year and I will never shut up about that, so we're gonna do it again. Welcome to day 30 of 31 Days of Halloween costumes. Okay, today, I'm turning myself into Nico from Rio, because I did Linda last year and I will never shut up about that, so we're gonna do it again. Welcome to day 30 of 31 Days of Halloween costumes. Okay. This is a lie. I actually feel magical right now. Okay, I'm not usually one to toot my own horn, but I do know how to eat up a Rio costume, I will say that. If there's one thing to know about me, I love a good feather costume.
Man, what the fuck is you talking about?
What the fuck was that?
I'm sorry, man. I wasn't thinking about it.
Before understanding why people are calling out Natalie Reynolds for copying Sophie, you first have to understand the kind of creator Natalie actually is. Natalie Reynolds is one of those creators who rose to massive visibility, not because of talent or originality, but because of consistently leaning into controversy. At first glance, she might look like any other TikTok creator trying to grow an audience. But once you look deeper, a pattern becomes impossible to ignore. Almost every boost in her career has come from behavior meant to shock, irritate, or provoke people.
Yes, 911, can you come right now? Because I think this lady is trying to get this bill. She's tripping, yo.
If Ryan Reynolds is your dad, then make a video with him. Event right now. I'm so excited to see my dad. Okay, guys, I'm trying to find him right now. There's so many people here. Oh, wait. I think I see him dead. All right, you guys, I'm with my dad right now. Here he is. But prove y'all wrong. I did not expect to be making this video, but I have been kicked from the Bop House. There's so much more I want to say, but I can't for legal reasons. But I just want to let the Bop House know that you guys lost one of the prettiest members that you will ever have. You lost the game. Episode. You lost the game.
Many of her viral moments involve her disrupting situations, annoying others, or directly copying creators who were already successful. And while this strategy may work in the short term, it becomes much harder to sustain once the audience realizes exactly what's happening. The most interesting thing about Natalie's story is that, despite her reputation getting worse year after year, she continues to repeat the same behaviors as if she's unable to create content unless someone else has already done it first. Her rise didn't come from creative storytelling, impressive editing, or any unique skill set. Instead, she built her following on shock value, attention-grabbing stunts, and videos that seemed designed to upset viewers more than entertain them. One of the earliest examples was a public stunt where she walked through crowded areas wearing only body paint while claiming it was a harmless social experiment, even though it was clearly intended to spark controversy. Another moment that drew criticism involved a live-streamed experiment at a gym where she appeared to wear painted-on leggings over a swimsuit.
You don't have clothes on, you need to be out of here now.
I do have clothes on.
Go closer.
How's your life?
Not in body paint. I work in the industry enough to know. I work in the entertainment field.
He's saying you need to leave. He's not.
Leaving out the owner.
No, not a bunch of places. You can see.
Your apartment.
Cool. I mean, she's covered, so.
Yeah, she's covered. What?
Once again pushing boundaries to provoke a reaction rather than to create meaningful or original content. It wasn't illegal, but it certainly wasn't normal. The purpose wasn't to showcase art or make a meaningful statement. It was to get attention, provoke reactions, and encourage people to share the video so her platforms would grow. That pattern of attention-seeking behavior continued, each stunt escalating a little more than the last. Another moment that solidified her controversial reputation involved a situation where she encouraged a homeless or disabled woman to jump into a lake under the false pretense that she was searching for a scanner underwater.
Internet celebrity Natalie Reynolds is about to be arrested, all stemming from a prank she filmed on her phone. She waved a $20 bill to lure a homeless woman into jumping into a lake. She faces not only criminal charges, but also a potential sentence of up to 5 years in prison. The entire incident was captured on camera. As the woman trembled and pleaded, "I can't swim," Natalie's laughter continued unabated. As the victim began struggling and screaming for help, Her camera kept rolling. There was no rescue. This wasn't a prank, it was attempted murder. She clearly heard the cries for help until the victim lost all hope in the freezing lake water. Meanwhile, Natalie turned and fled the scene with her filming equipment, as if completing another viral challenge. Now she faces 4 felony charges: aggravated assault, fraud by deception, and endangering the welfare of another. This isn't entertainment content. It's a criminal record. Manipulating vulnerable people's desperate need for survival with money, trading others' lives for online views. Next stop, the courtroom.
Instead of helping or discouraging the risky behavior, Natalie filmed the exchange, urged the woman on, and treated the entire scenario as entertainment. Viewers were shocked not only by the stunt, but by her complete lack of empathy. The video spread widely because of how unsettling her behavior appeared. It wasn't accidental, and it wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a clear example of someone who saw anger, outrage, and discomfort as tools for content creation. While many creators avoid controversy, Natalie consistently pursued it. Her videos became a predictable cycle of offensive jokes, stage pranks that put others at risk, and attention-hungry antics that made her seem less like an entertainer and more like someone dependent on chaos to stay relevant. And yet, her most defining characteristic wasn't even the shock value itself. It was her commitment to it, regardless of the consequences. It was the copying. And this part of her identity didn't appear suddenly. It developed slowly, quietly, and eventually became impossible to ignore. The first people Natalie imitated were smaller creators without established names, but the first major creator she noticeably began mimicking was Brooke Monk. Brooke's wholesome, clean aesthetic was the complete opposite of everything Natalie represented, yet that didn't stop her from replicating Brooke's entire visual style. The poses, the outfits, the framing, the lighting, even the specific angles Brooke used all started appearing on Natalie's page.
What am I supposed to say again?
I trust my girlfriend.
But I don't.
Can you just say it?
Okay, fine. I trust my girlfriend.
At first, people assumed it was coincidence or trend following, but as Natalie continued posting, the similarities became almost eerie. Fans began sharing side-by-side comparisons, and the resemblance was undeniable.
Your friend who hangs out with people who have disrespected you because they didn't do anything to me is not really your friend. Who said that?
What made it worse was how Natalie also started interacting with Brooke's boyfriend's content in strange ways, reposting edits, using his photos in her backgrounds, and making jokes that clearly referenced Brooke's personal life. It crossed the line from copying into something that felt obsessive. And instead of backing off when people noticed, Natalie insisted everything was innocent and accused viewers of searching for drama, even as her content continued mirroring Brooke's style so intensely that even people unfamiliar with Brooke could sense something was off. But copying Brooke wasn't an isolated incident, it was a strategy. Whenever Natalie's views dipped, she simply found a new creator to emulate. She copied their formulas, their video concepts, their poses, their editing style, even the pacing and audio choices, trying to recreate their success. One example involved her copying Tyler Vitelli's viral video.
Someone with a lot more followers than us recently stole our most viral video. And when I say stole, I mean word for word, bar for bar, with no shame. And she's known for doing that.
So apparently Natalie Reynolds has mastered the ancient art of copying and pasting for clout. She's not even remixing it, adding her own flair. Nah, she's out here doing word for word, frame for frame recreations.
Get ready with me except for my husband. We're going to be editing this video. Please be nice to me.
Oh, hell no!
Get ready with me except for my boyfriend who's going to be editing this video. Please be nice to me.
Oh, hell no!
Alright.
At this point, she's not even a creator. She's a carbon printer with a ring light. And the best bit, she's doing it on purpose. For engagement, rage baiting 101. She wants you to comment, "She copied this."
Almost word for word, it felt mechanical. When engagement dropped, she didn't innovate. She picked a new target. Over time, the list of creators she was accused of copying grew. Leah Halton, then multiple smaller creators, then anyone who had a video trending that week. Her content often looked like she had browsed TikTok, found what was popular, and recreated it with no changes other than her face. The strange part was that she didn't attempt to hide it. She didn't adjust the ideas, timing, angles, or audio. The copies were so direct that her comment sections filled with people tagging the original creators, asking why she never tried building her own identity. This reputation followed her into 2024 and set the stage for what would become her most obvious copying controversy, yet one involving.
Today, I'm turning myself into the iconic Draculaura because much like her, I've been pale, dramatic, and chronically over-accessorized since birth. Welcome to day 25 of 31 Days of Halloween Costumes.
Turning myself into the iconic Draculaura because much like her, I've been pale, dramatic, and chronically over-accessorized since birth. So let's get into it.
Today I'm turning myself into Nico from Rio because I did Linda last year and I will never shut up about that, so we're gonna do it again. Welcome to day 30 of 31 Days of Halloween Costumes. Okay, for more
Today I'm going to be turning myself into the yellow bird from Rio, which if you don't know, his name is Nico. Last week I posted a video in the blue Rio bird costume and everybody loved it, but I know this one's going to top it by 1,000 times. Let's get into it.
When Natalie began copying Sophie Silva, viewers weren't surprised they were expecting it. People had seen her repeat this behavior many times. The only difference now was that Sophie's style was so distinctive and recognizable that copying it became impossible to deny. Sophie Silva is a creator with over 5 million TikTok followers and 3 million YouTube subscribers. Her style is extremely specific: dress-up content, movie character transformations, Halloween themes, and polished cinematic visuals. Her videos are clean, colorful, organized, and instantly recognizable. She has a calm personality, avoids drama, and has no history of controversies. She simply posts her content, interacts with fans, and stays out of online conflict. Her fan base often describes her as wholesome, creative, and peaceful traits that make viewers react even more strongly when someone copies her work. They see her as a creator who deserves respect, not imitation. Because Sophie's visual identity is so consistent and unique, it was immediately noticeable when Natalie suddenly shifted her content to match Sophie's style. And unlike previous cases, Natalie didn't ease into it. She jumped straight into recreating Sophie's most iconic concepts, almost shot for shot. This didn't happen in isolation either. It came right after Natalie's reputation had already plummeted from earlier controversies. The reaction was instant. Viewers began stitching Sophie's originals next to Natalie's versions, exposing identical transitions and nearly frame-by-frame replication. Comments flooded in, saying things like, "This looks exactly like Sophie," and "You literally copied her whole video." At first, the responses weren't even angry. Most viewers were simply confused about why Natalie kept repeating the same pattern when she already knew audiences disliked it. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more breakdowns of creators, controversies, and online drama, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next upload. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.